Hey folks, here's a quick and easy lesson on Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. So our first chords, we're going to have G and C, and then G and D. And you can do one of those easy strums that's like down, down, up, down, up. You could also kind of go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, that kind of a strum. So the first one was down, down, up, down, up. Super common one, I'm sure you've seen. So, and you guys, I'm sure, know these chords. You got G is open, 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 3. C is 2, open, 1, open. D is open, 2, 3, 2. So the intro is going to be 4 times of that. And then we have a little melody part that we can play on it too. So, I'll play that once. And then how about I slow that down? We try to play that along together if you're trying to learn this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. G, C coming up, G, D. Let's see if we can speed it up just a little bit. A little bit more. It goes last time, a little faster. Because then we're getting more into the tempo of the real song right there already. Okay, now there's a little easy riff. There's a couple ways we can do this. There's a super easy way, and then there's a more complicated way that sounds just like the record. But our first little riff we can do for this intro is on the second string. We'll go. So 0, 1, 3, 1, 0. And then we're going to go to the small string. Do the same thing. And then go back to the second string again. Then we're going to hit the D string, open, the big string. And we'll go to this 4, and then we'll come down here to the G string and go 0, 2. So that was. So you kind of hold that D bass note a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. And then you're back to. Okay, so let's try that together nice and slow. From the 0, 1, 3, 1, 0, and then down. And then back to the first one, and then that little D thing. Here we go. 2, 3, and. One more time. Okay, and then we're going to be in a verse. And that's going to be the same kind of strum and stuff. So we're going to do that 4 times. Then we're going to move into like the chorus. It's going to go C to D, and then G to E minor. And E minor is that 2, open, open, open. Then C to D again. And then G to D. And then the second verse will start. Let's do that second verse. We'll just do it once through, and then we'll go to the C to D change. And we're going to have a different ending this time. We're going to have extra D chords, and that's going to take us into that sha-la-la part. So here goes G to C, G to D for the second verse, just one time. 2, 3, and. And then we got our C to D coming up. G to E minor. Again. G. Now this time on the D, 2, 3, 4, 2 bars, 3 bars, and then back to the main chords in the sha-la-la part. And that next verse is going to end the same way, so we'll go through that again. Here's the sha-la-la twice. Now we're going to go G twice. And then there's a bass breakdown. So we lay out for, let's see, 4 bars for the bass, and then we come back in on the next verse. So we'll do another one of these into the chorus change. So here goes the C to D chorus change. G to E minor. C to D. G. Back to D. Then we hold the D again. Here's the second one, and the third one, and then back into your sha-la-la. Now if you wanted to make a little more intrigue in your sound there, you could go, you could make it a D7 on those kind of 2 extra Ds. So it kind of goes from a G to a D to finish off that chorus progression, but then it adds the 2 extra Ds. You can make those D7s if you want. So it would sound like, you remember when we used to sing. So that gives it a cool little spin if you want. You can make that D7 on kind of any of the Ds where you think it sounds good, you know. Now let's look at, when we get to that last sha-la-la, it just repeats itself a bunch of times, and that's when the song ends and fades out. So there's one more thing with the... Now, if we wanted to get up here and look at this little harmony part, we could play 2 parts at once here. So it's doable. It's a bit of a, you know, getting up the neck there, but it's not that hard. If you can get the one finger kind of tall to stand over the other string so you're not like dragging down and blocking it. You really want your fingertips on this. But that would be 7th fret here and 8th fret here. 8 and 7 at the same time. And then we're moving that up to the 8 with the 10 here. And then taking that shape up so it's 10 and 12. So we got bum, 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 bum. And then we're going to come up here to the 12th fret and the 13th fret. And do the same type of pattern. So it's 12 and 13, then it's 13 and 15, and then it's 15 and 17, and back. And then you go back to the first one. So that one's going to be 7 and 7 on the 2 middle strings, the 3rd string and 2nd string. You're going to hit those 7s, wait a second, and then hit 8 and 10 on the 2nd string. So altogether, this is going to sound like. And you could hit that chord kind of twice and you go. Here's a little lesson on Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. Okay, so that's all of our intro stuff. Let's take a look at that. So we're starting with the E minor chord. I play like this bass note first, and then I get this little riff going. So all that is open on the bottom to the open 2nd string, open, open, 2 open, 3 open, 5 open. So let's give that a look. And I end up using that finger to just go up and back a little bit, but use whatever fingers you like for that, you know. You could go like. Okay, so either way you want to do it, you can start up here. And since you go open to open, that gives you time to kind of shoot that one down there too. Okay, so we got 2, open, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2. Back to the open, open. Now this is one of the more difficult parts just because you got to make this little shape right here. So that's 5 with the middle finger on the 2nd string to the 4 on the 3rd string. So it ends up being 5, 4, and then you got to bar that to get 4, 4. 5, 7, 5, 4. Okay, so we got. And they're going to switch to this shape here. And we do that riff a whole bunch of times throughout the song, you know. So you could add something to that too there. You can kind of add more notes from the E minor chord. Okay, now let's look at the verse. E minor to D and G to D is what we're going to start with. So kind of like 2 beats each, but you can put a little extra strum in there if you want. Now we're going to do E minor. There's a little riff in there you could do too. So E minor, D, G to D, E minor. That's how we played it in a band that I was in, so that's probably not exactly right, and you could do a number of things with that, you know. But that definitely works, gets you through there, you know, kind of easy. We had to play it really fast in this bluegrass band I played in. So that was a way to be with everybody else, because that's how they phrased it, and sometimes that's how it goes with covering a song, is you end up finding your own ways of doing certain phrases. Just because you like it that way, or to mix it up, or you didn't know it exactly right, but it sounds cool, and you know, you stick with it. E minor, D, G, D, E minor, little riff. Now see how I went to my finger there with the nail kind of. Sometimes you might switch from like doing a thumb kind of thing, or you might strum more with this, get more of a, you get more nail, you get kind of a brighter, treblier sound. So when I do that, it kind of made those little notes pop out a little bit louder, especially since I'm playing kind of lower notes with the chord. So we got, and this verse, these changes are going to happen like a million times in this song. So E minor, D, G to D. Now this time we're going A major, B7. Okay, so let's do all that verse again. 1, 2, 3. And E minor, D, G to D, E minor. You can stay on E minor, or you can try the riff. E minor again to D, G to D, A, B7. You know, A is 2, 2, 2, 0, B7 is 1, 2, 0, 2. So that's your main kind of stuff that's going on. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and minor, E minor, D, G to D, now A major, B7. We'll go back to that riff towards the end. Now what's going to happen after that is you're going to get into a E minor, B7. And that's when they get like doing kind of a big rave up with the vocals, and you get some solos going and stuff. The bluegrass band I played in, we'd go. It would even start turning into like having Nagila and stuff. So anyway, that ends up being a really cool scale, because it's like an E minor scale, but it has a major 7, and that's the harmonic minor scale. So when you go from that E minor to the B7, see that's an E. Now that's an E flat or a D sharp. And that's because of that special note of that B7 chord. Let's take a look at those two chords one more time and have a little jam on that. So E minor to B7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so my strum right there is just kind of down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. So now to just get you thinking about the notes of that scale, let's look at some of the notes right here. Open, 2, 3, 5. You can go up to the 7 if you want. Now when we get to that open is the same as this 5 here. So you can kind of pick one or the other. You wouldn't. Doesn't make a lot of sense to do them both. Sometimes you can have fun with that too. But that 4 right there is important. Now when we come back down, we can either go 5, 5-4-2, 5-4-2. Or we could go 5-3-2, open, 4, down to the 1 here, to the open, 2, open, 4, and 2. So however you want to do that, you could be. You also got that 1 down there. So let me play those chords, and you guys mess around just a little bit, and I'll do another lesson where I go more in depth and show you some up and down the neck, where the different scales are, and kind of some ideas of how to use special notes at special times to get through that. But let's look at your notes one more time. And I'm gonna play these chords. 1, 2, 3, and... So that last little bit of the intro is 2, 4, 5 on the second string, kind of a double hammer on, to the 2 on the small string, and then backwards like a pull-off, double pull-off, 5-4-2, and giving a little bend to that, like almost gets you up into that next note of the scale. Hey y'all, here's a quick lesson on Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone. We're going to start out with C and F for the intro. So to slow that strum down, I'm going. Okay, then we get into the verse. C, D minor, E minor, F, G, back to C, D minor, E minor, F, G, F, G, F, G. Now we got a little walk down. F to the C, to the D minor, to the C. Then F to the C, D minor, C, and then F. Hold that up. To the G. Now we're to the chorus. C, F, G, twice as long as those were. C, F, G, and it does this around 5 times. I'm going to do one more time. The Jimi Hendrix live version, I'll kind of extend that G and go to a little G7 right there. But here'd be the next verse. C, D minor, E minor, F, then you got that long G. One more time, C, D minor, E minor, F, now we get the long F and long G. times that long F, G. Now we got that walk down, F to C, D minor to C. Then we got F, long F, long G, back to the chorus, C, F, G. And 5 times of that. So here's the 3rd time. Do one more time. So we're going to have a simple picking pattern that's going to stay the same through all the chords, and there's only a couple different ways they do the chords. So the first thing we're going to do is get this A minor chord going. So this is going to be your first finger is getting the 3 bottom strings all on the 5th fret, and you're reaching your ring finger up here over the top to get the 7th fret on the biggest string. So that's an A minor chord. The other chords we're going to use, we're going to go up to here to our first finger on the 8th fret. We're going to make this major shape, which you probably know from an F down here. Now that's going to be the 8th fret with our first finger, 8 and 8, and then 9 and then 10. That's a C chord. Then we're going to take that up 2 frets. We have a D chord. Then we're going to go back down to F, which is 3, 2, 1, 1. And then we're going to have A minor again, down to E major, 2, 1, open, open, and back. So that's our main chords. Now our picking pattern is going to be, so that's just twice with the thumb. You got a finger, each finger here has its own string. So we're going to do the thumb twice. And then we just go up the strings and down. So then we're to the next chord, that 8th fret C, 10th fret up here. Then up 2 to the D. Then down to the F. A minor, C, and then E major twice. Then we're going to come back to the A minor, C, D, F. Now this time, A minor, E, back to A minor. And then you're going to begin that first part again. C, E twice, A minor, C, D, F, and then A minor to E, back to A minor. Okay, so one more time, nice and slow. 3 and 4 and C, D, F, A minor, C, and then E twice. A minor, C, D, F, A minor, E, A minor. All right, hope you dug that. House of the Rising Sun, I'm Damon Wood. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any other songs you'd like me to show you how to play on the baritone ukulele. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.